Welcome back to The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell, and I told the viewers on my Facebook page that this one was going to be quick and dirty, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Got a message this morning from a lady that I like to think of my Truth is Viral mom. And, when I was a kid, my mom would come into the bedroom, wake me up, she'd have breakfast. Always a surprise. Well, my Truth is Viral mom gave me a great surprise this morning. She sent me an article that said Adam Kokesh was arrested early this morning by the D.C. Park Police. Not like I didn't tell him. Numbnuts. By his own admission on the Alex Jones show, which he was a guest on just right after his little 4th of July open carry stunt. Hardly a march. Nobody came but him, and he only jumped out of his car for 20 seconds and committed by his own count 4 felonies, each one with a penalty of up to 5 years in a federal prison. If the judge wants to be mean, that's 20 years back to back. So, Adam Kokesh is done as a leader of anything. Because one of two things is going to happen now. He's either going to get released with another slap on the wrist, just like he always does. And if that happens, we're going to know who pays his bills. I already know it's Russia and Obama and George Soros. But you'll know. Because you can't get away with something like that with a slap on the wrist. Not legitimately. So either that's going to happen or he's going to spend the next 20 years being somebody's bitch. So Adam Kokesh is done as a leader of anything. He won't be there next 4th of July for his second American Revolution. And if he is, I'm going to stand in the middle of the bridge and we'll see if he can get past me. But here's the story. Apparently about 1:30 in the morning, thereabouts, the park police threw a flashbang into his apartment, busted in his door, and arrested him. His roommate was out of the apartment at the time, probably a good thing for him. And when he comes back, all the lights are going and the streets blocked off. They weren't allowing anybody to come or go. And the next thing you know, Adam Kokesh is in custody. Like I said, I told him it was a mistake. But he just had to prove what a badass he was. And now he's only sidelined himself. So, in the past few weeks, as I've been taking on Adam Kokesh and his, what can you call it, but insanity, I've been getting called lots of names. Coward, pussy. Even had a few comments made about my wife. Well, I realize that these comments are coming from a bunch of basement-dwelling cheese dicks. So, that's not a problem. But they ask me, what have I done? Well, they obviously haven't bothered to go over my upload history. But what am I going to do? Well, now that I don't have to worry about stomping on this guy's nuts anymore, I am going to throw my support behind Chief Mark Kessler. He's the chief of police in Gilberton, Pennsylvania. And the chief and I are going to lead our own little march on Washington, D.C. on September 9th. It's going to be a peaceful march, unarmed, except for the thousands of law enforcement officers, police officers, sheriff's deputies, and state troopers that are going to be joining us. What? You thought the libertarian anarchists were the only ones that are pissed off about the way our government's being run? There's nothing wrong with the Constitution. There's nothing wrong with the way the federal government is set up. It's got 3 co-equal branches of government. Each one's supposed to balance out the others. The problem comes when you get a tyrant in the Oval Office, and that's exactly what we've got. The problem comes when you've got a bunch of legislators that are more concerned with staying in office and getting perks from their lobbyists, golf vacations, free dinners, this, that, and the other thing, than they are in representing the interests of their constituents. Well, those days are over. And on September 9th, a formation of patriots is going to enter Washington, D.C., and we are going to let them know that the people that employ them, are mad as hell, and we are not going to take it anymore. Our elected representatives are going to listen to us, or they can be put on the traitor side of the ledger with Barack Hussein Obama and Eric Holder. And they can take their chances. This is the last-ditch peaceful effort. This is our last opportunity that we are ever going to have to peacefully redress the government with our list of grievances. And baby, it's a long one. We've got a POTUS illegally elected. He was never eligible to be elected as President of the United States in the first place. Governing by fiat, by executive order, assuming powers that no one man is allowed to have. Whenever the powers of the legislative, judicial, and executive branch are in the hands of one man, that's the very definition of tyranny. And when Barack Hussein Obama can sign a piece of paper and order the death of an American citizen, namely Anwar al-Awlaki, and his 16-year-old son, Abdul Rahman, who never did a thing to anybody. He was a child, he was a baby. When he can sign a piece of paper and order their murders, that is the very definition of a tyrant. We've already fought one revolution to get rid of a tyrant. I don't want to fight another. So we're going to take this one last opportunity on September 9th to tell our elected representatives that they are the servants of the people, not the other way around. They have forgotten their place. They have lost their way. And if they don't get off their fat asses and do their damn jobs, then they are going to pay a price. I need you to join with me and Chief Mark Kessler as we take this message to the halls of Congress. I need you to go to bobpowell.blogspot.com, hit the PayPal button, and leave me whatever you can afford so that I can physically be there You know, I produce this show on what I get from Social Security disability. I've spent half of my income on producing this show because it's that important. On September the 9th, my wife is going to be laying in her bed just like she is today. Hopefully, she'll still be alive. But I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. because it's that important. For the future of this country, for the future of my children, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. And I'm going to tell my elected representatives, you had better shape up. You had better get your ass in gear, most Ricky Tick. You had better get rid of Barack Obama. You had better get rid of Eric Holder, or we're going to get rid of you. That is the message I want to take to the halls of Congress. And they will listen. Do you remember what happened at Glenn Beck's Take Back America rally? 1 million people were in Washington, D.C. for just a few hours. And the communist scum that have taken over this government lost a lot in the midterm elections. Imagine what we can accomplish with 1 million patriots staying in Washington, D.C. indefinitely, squatting in the offices of our elected representatives until they look at the evidence that we've brought, until they agree that they were going to impeach Barack Obama and initiate criminal proceedings against Eric Holder, who, by the way, is still in contempt of Congress almost a year after not giving them the information that they require over Fast and Furious. If you or I was in contempt of Congress, you had better believe that we would be sitting in a jail cell until we told them what they want to know. Eric Holder is not above the law. Barack Obama is not above the law. We will not succumb to tyranny in this country. That is the message that I'm going to take to my elected representatives. That is the message that I'm going to scream from the top of my lungs in front of Congress. That is the message that I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs in front of the White House. And if you've got any integrity, you will join me. If you're scared about the direction that this nation is taking, you will join me. If you're sick and tired of being treated like a slave, you will join me. If you want the rule of law to once again reign supreme in this country, you will join me. I need your help to get there. So please go to bobpowell.blogspot.com, hit that PayPal button, and leave me whatever you can afford. Don't worry about your retirement fund. Don't worry about your 401k. Because if we don't change this, and if we don't change it now, there won't be any retirement fund. There won't be any 401k. There won't be any United States of America. We've waited as long as we can wait. And if we wait any longer, it will be too late. All the information that you need is in the description below this video. I want you to go and join Chief Mark Kessler's Peaceful March on Washington, D.C. on September 9th. Join that Facebook page. Subscribe to The Truth is Viral on Facebook, here on YouTube at OldCoreBLT13, and subscribe to The Truth is Viral blog at bobpowell.blogspot.com. We will take this fight to the enemy of freedom. I made a promise to my little baby girl that never again would I be afraid to speak up for fear of ridicule or for fear of personal harm. I made that same promise to my Father in heaven. And by God, I will keep that promise. I need you to join me. If you can't afford to donate monetarily, then spread the videos. Not just this one, but all of them that you find in my upload playlist. And most importantly, keep us in your prayers. Because we are going up against evil in its most pure and basic form. This evil is coming right out of the depths of hell. And we are going to need the support of our God if we are going to survive this. Your prayers are the most valuable thing that you can offer me. Pray for our success. Pray for our safety. Just get on your knees and pray. I suppose that's all I've got. Thank you for watching The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell. As always, God bless, Semper Fi, and hoorah.